May I come in? May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sirs.
Please
Thank you,
sit
sir.
Mr. Manil.
Yes,
Manil
sir.
or Manil?
Sir, Manil.
Manil. क्या मतलब होता है? What does it mean?
Sir, it has two meanings. The first meaning is the person who follows his mind, and the second meaning is a gem of a son, a precious son.
That's good. So you come from the place called Heaven on Earth.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard of resource curse?
Yes, sir.
Do you think J&K does suffer from some kind of resource curse because of his beauty?
Sir, I believe that there are certain issues such as over-tourism and over-exploitation of the places, but still it is within the carrying capacity of the area, and the government has been planning to develop offbeat destinations such as Bangas Valley in 𝐿𝐴 recently revealed in the budget yesterday to reduce the stress over areas such as Pahalgam and Gulmarg, sir.
So you don't think it's a resource curse? Everybody wants to have it. Everybody wants to buy land there, and thereby create problem all over. No.
No, sir. I believe that the changing of the land policy will usher a new era of development and economic growth in the region, which is necessary.
Okay. But by the way, same policy that was there in J&K earlier, not allowing outsiders to buy land. The same thing has been already prevalent in Himachal Pradesh. Recently, Uttarakhand also did the same thing. They put some restrictions. Arunachal and many northeastern states have the same thing. So what was so big about it? In fact, allowing more people to go there is nothing new that has happened. It has happened earlier also.
No, sir. There has been certain regulations regarding the acquisition of lands. There are certain conditionalities still placed in Jammu Kashmir as well, and it becomes necessary to strike a balance so as to ensure the local heritage is saved as well as the economic development, which is the need of the region as of now, sir.
What has changed on the ground after 370, that legislation that took place, amendment?
So there have been myriad of changes. Firstly, strategic and security point of view, there has been reduction in terrorism activities. As highlighted, it has reduced by 40%.
Do you think just because 370, some dilution in 370 has been done and that is why it has changed? Or security, already a lot, huge security was there. Deployment of huge army forces were there already.
Yes.
So they started working seriously, that made the difference.
So
how change in a law, or say maybe hollowing out 370 or deactivating certain sections, sub-para, sub-articles, how can that change things on the ground?
So as the police and public order came under the the union government's control,
okay, so
there was the better coordination between the agencies that has led to.
But earlier also governor rule was there earlier, and under governor rule everything comes under the central government. How is it different today? It's the same thing. 𝐿G rule on police. Or 𝐿G means central government sort of representative.
So governor rule was a temporary provision. It only came into effect when there was the failure of constitutional machinery. However, now it has become a part of union government and parliament.
So you
itself.
mean if you want to continue with this stability, you should not make J&K a state, full-fledged state? It should remain on union territory always?
No, sir, as there are changes on the ground and the situation has been improving. So I believe that the next logical step is the restoration of statehood, which has also been...
But you said the only reason why it has improved is because there is a control of the central government now. So then central government control will be over if we make a state, full-fledged state. You think then again the violence will come and again we will change it to union territory?
So the more proactive role played by the agencies in the past 5 years have led to development of.
See, is this productive role? Who stopped them to do earlier? This could have been done earlier also, isn't it?
So now it has led to better coordination and intelligence sharing.
Okay. Now today is Women's Day.
Yes.
You know that?
Yes, sir.
When Women's Day started actually?
Sorry, sir. I need to look into that.
There have been some National Women's Day and some International Women's Day. So International Women's Day started, I mean, you don't know, you'll have a look at it. Now you've taken anthropology as a subject.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll tell you, I'll say something. In Sanskrit, there is a well-known, you may be knowing yourself. You have to tell me as a student of anthropology as to what must have been the position of women at that time. Okay? Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devata. So when this was written, have you heard of it?
No, sir.
Have not heard of it?
Yes.
So that the question is over. Now tell me, who is any Indian woman whom you take as really empowered woman?
So my mother I see as a really empowered woman which has inspired me. And so in a public figure, PV Sindhu is the one woman which has inspired me in recent times.
Okay. So your mother, I mean, you know your family. Do you think her father-in-law has been fair to her? Like in many houses, normally daughter-in-laws are not treated very well. So was she really given all the rights on equal basis earlier? When she became mother, she became independent, that's fine. Then she became your sort of your icon. But when she was young bride. Are you aware of anything or the treatment, good treatment that is given to her?
Yes, sir. So my mother completed my graduation as well as post-graduation after her marriage and even after the birth of her first child. Whereas she also started to prepare for government examination after the birth of second child. And she was able to secure her job in 𝐻𝐵 𝐕𝐢𝐝 in 2003. And my father-in-law played a pivotal role in supporting
it is a very good experience.
Yes.
You can see. Okay. Now let's go to international field because we have given foreign services also a choice. Now these days things are changing on the ground. China is flexing its muscles and Putin is on one side, Europe is on the other side, US on the other side. How do you see this kind of turmoil changing in future?
So there is global uncertainty as of now, but I think that with the decoupling of and reduced dependence of Russia on China with the Trump's policy, there is emerging scenario of multipolarity.
How will it reduce? Because do you think Putin is going to believe what US says? When European allies who have been there for more than 50 years with US, stamping almost, putting the thumb on anything right or wrong said by US, they are not believing. How Putin will be able to believe US?
So it is the commitment of the new government that has come into the White House.
That commitment was there with Mexico and Canada about taxes in the last term of the President Trump, and that commitment has been completely thrown away. So do you think he will believe? He'll rather go with the ally China, who is ideologically in many other ways similar. He'll rather go with him rather than US, isn't it?
So I believe that Russia at the same time will try to diversify itself and not to remain dependent on a single allied partner like China. So in a way, it has given an opportunity for Russia to reduce the dependence and enhance its economic growth and engage in global trade.
But don't you think Putin is actually trying to de-link Europe from US so that threat of NATO gets down on its borders and then he is able to have better position in that area? Do you think it is that just a temporary to manage the United States?
So I believe that yes, there is one factor, but still I believe that the primary factor is to diversify.
Okay, then where India stands? It is neither in Ukraine talk, nor in Gaza talk, nor and it doesn't really pay attention to Congo, things happening in Congo and elsewhere. So what India, the Vishwaguru is doing today to spread peace on the globe?
Sir, India is one of the few nations that has open communication with both Ukraine as well as Russia, and it has maintained its strategic autonomy by not taking.
That's right, but none of them will believe you. If you are talking to both of them, nobody will think that you are on their side. For that, you have to have a very imposing position, isn't it? It is highly impartial. How these two countries will have a feeling that India is impartial and whatever it does, it will be in favor of peace and not in favor of one of them.
Sir, India, the Honorable PM has already reiterated that it is the current era is era of peace and that we don't need war. And even the last 3 years, how the Ukraine-Russia conflict has panned out, it has vindicated India's stand. And regarding Sir Congo and in the areas in Africa, India has been contributing to the UN peacekeeping force as well, and thus taking part in various geopolitical openings as it is happening.
Now, Manil.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Manil, can you tell me that, you've done mechanical engineering.
Yes, ma'am.
And when we talk about production, so often Japanese certain systems or setups come into mind. Can you mention any techniques?
Six Sigma is one of the technique which is very.
Okay. Any other?
TQM is another technique. As of now.
What is TQM?
Total quality management. It ensures that all the levels at the time of processing, planning, and production, the quality is maintained, and there is one principle called just in time, so as to ensure the efficiency and effectiveness of the resources.
Okay. And what is Six Sigma?
Ma'am, Six Sigma tends to reduce the, as I am able to recall, ma'am, it's, ma'am, it is related to improve the accuracies by reducing the inefficiencies in various operations.
Okay. So do you see that we can apply Six Sigma? Since you're in services, you've been working. So do you see how we can apply Six Sigma in your current role? Can we?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how?
Yes, ma'am. Firstly, I believe that the recent step of reforming the IT Act and introduction of IT Bill to reduce the complexities will lead to better compliance as well as reduce the litigations. Secondly, the faceless assessment scheme will enhance more efficiency and transparency and accountability in the system, which in a way will promote the.
Okay. Now that you're in services, there's this Department of Government Efficiency in USA,
Yes, ma'am.
which was recently set up. On the lines of this Department of Government Efficiency, what changes can be brought about in India for improved efficiency? There's always a need for improved efficiency.
Yes.
So what can be done?
Ma'am, firstly, as the Honorable PM has reiterated that we need minimum of government and maximum of governance. So in a way, digitalization is the one aspect which can enhance and create more efficiency in the system. Secondly, the Mission Karma Yogi, providing the tailor-based training programs and can help to make the bureaucrats more competent, which will lead to greater domain expertise and efficiency and effectiveness of the service delivery. Okay.
So now when we talk about bureaucrats and their training, so they are supposed to be generalists. Civil servants are generalists. So do you feel that there should actually be specialists instead of generalists?
Ma'am, I believe that we need a good blend and mix of both generalists and specialists. And one way of doing this is to promote a specific kind of domain for the civil servants as they enter into the government machinery. And ma'am, thirdly, there is huge diversity as the civil servants enter into the system, which can be leveraged so as to create a domain expertise in particular specialized field.
Okay. If there were two things that you could remove from India, what would you remove?
Ma'am, firstly, I will remove the poverty. Secondly, I will remove the patriarchy.
The patriarchy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what measures would you take to ensure that patriarchy is removed?
Ma'am, the foremost measure is to ensure women empowerment, especially the financial empowerment. That will come from the education and the skill set that we can provide to the girls at the level. And secondly, to promote the employment opportunities by removing the glass ceilings that are present in the.
See, these are subjective concepts, glass ceiling.
Yes.
They play, they are, they are there but hidden. So how do we remove glass ceiling?
We can generate more awareness and regulate the companies as well as the departments in a better manner. And foremost, it can be done by ensuring the representation of the woman at the decision making level.
Yes. Okay. My last question to you. Your hobby is reading fiction and magical realism books.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you like? How do you apply these books, or what inspires you to read them?
Ma'am, firstly, I believe that this helps me to understand my experience in a much more deeper and wider perspective, which in a way lead to better understanding of myself. Okay. And secondly, when I see the various perspectives around me, so it leads to that empathy and compassion, because I can appreciate the various perspective of the similar thing.
Can you mention any few magical realism books that you've read?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there is one fictiones by 𝐼𝐨𝐽 𝐕𝐢𝐝, an Argentine writer, 100 Days of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, A Midnight Children by Salman Rushdie, Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami.
So when we say magical realism, can we have magic and reality together, or magical realism?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? What is this genre?
Ma'am, in a way, magic and reality is together. Language is one of the greatest magic in this world, through which this conversation is happening and we can express our feelings. So, ma'am, that is one kind of magic.
Okay, thank you.
Just extending the discussion. Do you know what is representative bureaucracy? Have you heard of the word representative bureaucracy?
Sir, I have heard the word, but I don't know the exact meaning.
The bureaucracy should represent the composition of all the classes, all the gender, every person living in this society. So, do you think India has representative bureaucracy?
Sir, I believe that there are.
Let's say women are 50% of the population. So, do we have women 50% in the bureaucracy?
No, sir. However, sir, there are certain improvements. In my batch, there were 38% women OTs, and even in the current training in IRS, there are 41% of women OTs. So, in a way, there are certain improvements.
So, what are the outcomes? Let's say 58% of your batchmates are women. And what is the outcome? Why we need representative bureaucracy?
So, firstly, it will lead to diversity of opinions and the inclusivity that is very necessary to ensure that all the sections of society are taken care of when the decisions are taken. Secondly, sir, it has been seen that they are better in relationship management as well as trust building, which in a way can help to ensure better governance at the grassroots level.
But what are the negativities? Don't you think there is no negativity associated with representative bureaucracy?
Sorry, sir, I think that there is no negativity. So,
why? Every community will advance their own interests. Then there will be chaos, right? As a woman, you are a pressure group. As a Muslim, you are a pressure group. As a Christian, you are a pressure group. There are so many pressure groups. Then how the decision making will happen? It will lead to policy paralysis. All these concepts are very good if you theoretically think. Don't it cause problems in the reality?
Sorry, sir, I beg to differ. I think that ultimately we all are human. There is that interconnection between all of us, which can be represented. We can appreciate our identities as well as diversity in a same way. And secondly, sir, being a multi-plural society like India, there is a concept we need to adhere to the rule of law to ensure that all the sections of the society are catered to.
But here there is no rule of law. It is something different. Here we are discussing about the policies, policy making, policy formulation. Do you know the concept of desanskritization?
Yes, sir.
This is a trend in India right now.
Yes, sir.
Why? Same thing. Everybody wants reservation. Why? that community is getting reservation, I also want reservation now. Similar thing will happen when it is representative bureaucracy. Anyways, coming again to your, since you are working in investigation agencies like income tax, there is a talk about the politicization of the investigation agencies. Politicization of ED, politicization of CBI, income tax, etc. What is your opinion on this?
So I believe that the scrutiny of the cases is dependent upon the online system, and there is a surveillance system for tracking the high net transactions, as well as the system for identification of risk-based taxpayers, basis on which the cases are decided. So, sir, I don't think that there is politicization of cases as such. However, there are certain narratives which needs to be countered through awareness and right investigation.
No, this is a clear-cut politicization. In the recent days, all the political opponents were targeted by these agencies, whereas the political people in the present existing government, they were not targeted. It is a clear-cut case. What needs to be done, that you tell me. Okay, there is a politicization definitely involved. Why there is a politicization involved? Why? Because there is no stability of tenure for the people who are heading these agencies. So there should be stability of tenure first of all. Whosoever will be there, there will be stability, then decisions will be somewhat rational. Coming again to this recent income tax reduction.
Yes.
What is your opinion on that? Don't you think this leads to some other problems in the economy?
So, though it will result in foregone revenue of 1 lakh crore, but at the same time, there will be increase in saving, consumption, and investment pattern, with the increased demand, which in a way will lead to multiplier effect. And the government has estimated that there will be gain of rupees 4 to 5 lakh crore of revenue in the coming times.
Revenue also will increase. How it will increase?
So it will be a multiplier effect. As the consumption increases and investment increases, the economic growth will increase, the GDP will increase. And as the overall pie increases, the individuals who will come to the tax slabs will increase.
Okay. But don't you think there will be increase in GST collections because of this consumption? Why you are talking only about the direct taxes and more people will be coming into the...
Yes.
GST revenue will increase, right? What is the right now GST revenue per month?
Sir, last month it was rupees 1.82 lakh crore.
Around 2 lakh crore.
Yes, sir.
So a government is earning around 24 to 25 lakh crore every year. Central government. What about your state? How much your state is getting, Jammu and Kashmir? What is the allocation of the GST?
Sorry, sir. I need to look into that.
All these things you need to look into. What is the budget of the Jammu and Kashmir?
Yes, sir.
What are the various revenues of the Jammu and Kashmir? Similarly, what is the budget of the central government? I think 50 lakh crore this year.
Yes.
Budget 50 lakh crore. So how 50 lakh crore government wants to earn through various revenues, income tax, direct taxes? What are the various types of direct taxes?
So corporate tax is one of the tax. Personal income tax is another tax.
Only two. What about wealth tax?
Sir, as of now, as I'm aware, wealth tax is not applicable.
Why? Wealth tax is, I think, applicable, no? After certain slab.
So surcharge is applicable.
And what about this security transaction tax? Those comes under direct taxes only, right?
Yes, sir.
Then there are so many others also. You just read about, since you are from the tax administration, definitely these type of questions will be asked.
Yes.
One question I will ask you lastly, that there is a lot of inequalities coming up with globalization. That is rising. Inequalities are rising not only in India, across the world. What are the reasons?
Sir, the investment patterns and those having the resources now can utilize them in a better manner and can accrue the income at the top at the levels which is not redistributed properly at the ground. And second, sir, inefficiencies and corruption is the another issue.
Inefficiency and the corruption.
Corruption, yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If I have heard you correctly, you have used the word multi-plural society.
A plural society, yes, sir.
India is a plural society or multicultural society?
So India is a plural society, sir.
Not multicultural. What is the difference between plural and multicultural?
So in plural society, various communities organized around language and ethnic identity lives together. Whereas multicultural, there are different cultural identities which coexist in a harmonious way.
Can you give me one example of multicultural society?
Sir, India is also multicultural as well as plural society, sir.
India is multicultural. Other than India, any country?
So Indonesia is another country, sir.
Okay, you are a product of 𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐸 Vidyalaya. How it is different from other Vidyalaya?
So it is a residential school which was established in 1986 so as to promote and provide quality education to the rural students.
Okay. Have you heard the saying that Nehru was remembered in 1975?
Sorry, sir.
Nehru was remembered in 1975. Have you heard this saying?
No, sir, I haven't.
What is the contribution of Nehru in nutshell?
So firstly, in the national freedom movement,
Apart from that, everyone knows.
so the industrial policy was initiated during the Jawaharlal Nehruji's time. And secondly, the first election was also conducted during their time. And thirdly, the public sector was created and it was considered as the temple of the India. Sir.
Don't you think he was an institution builder?
Yes, sir, he was the instrument.
What type of institution he has built?
So RBI became more organized, and then we have a planning commission was one of the institutions, sir.
And others? No, in Nehruvian model, some other thing. Nehruvian model, we are following the socialist society, isn't it? In my opinion, socialism is ingrained in our constitution, isn't it? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
After 1991, we are following the capitalist path. Do you agree there we are deviating from the Nehruvian model?
So we are, now the policies are based on the current need of the country. And there has been certain reforms. But
So we
still
can deviate from our constitution if need arises.
Sir, we are not deviated from the constitution as of now. There are still social welfare measures which are present to ensure the welfare state and promote welfare state in the country.
Then what type of socialist society we are following or socialism we are following?
Sir, India has its own model. It has chosen the power.
Can you name the model? What type of model? If you have any model, there should be some noun or name.
So as of now, I am not aware. So I need to look into that.
Okay, some question. You have heard about a SpaceX Starship?
No, sir, I am not aware.
Musk is colonizing Mars. Is it mechanically feasible to colonize Mars? You are a mechanical engineer. It is mechanically possible to colonize Mars?
So given the current technology and the advancements, it's still not possible to colonize Mars. But maybe the improvements and the advancements in the future times can lead to certain settlements in Mars.
Then why he is doing this, spending money on that area? What is the reason?
So I don't. Maybe it's about his passion and the goal that he wants to pursue, and to reduce and to have an alternative for the challenges that on Earth. So that is the idea that I have, sir.
Do you think he is an asset for Trump?
Yes, sir. He is an asset for Trump.
How?
So firstly, it is his Starlink as well as the space sector, which is going to be the coming, which is very important in the coming national security and geopolitics, and he has that role. And secondly, with the Department of Government Efficiency, he is also trying to reduce the expenditure of the government and make it more efficient, sir.
But you know, the character of a state is welfare, and these businessmen are motivated by the money. Then how you incorporate both?
So in a way, he's trying to promote the investment and the entrepreneurship and save the revenue which can be utilized in a better manner for their citizens, which will lead to better welfare states in the.
Do you think that he will do justice to other businessmen? Whosoever in the race?
So I think yes, he will do, because he is an adherent follower of a capitalist model, which is based on the equal opportunity and based on the merit that is provided in the system.
Tesla is opening a showroom in India. What will be the impact?
So it will help India to get access to EVs, which can lead to the transformation of the public sector, decarbonizing the economy. But at the same time, there are challenges for the domestic manufacturers, which can impact the markets.
My last question, what type of world order we are living? It's a bipolar world, unipolar world, or multipolar world? Any in your opinion?
So in my opinion, the world is moving towards the multipolar world, with the rising of the axis of Russia and then decoupling with the China, emerging of USA, India, as well as the European Union is now also committing to have a collective security of their own.
But making world multipolar, China has to make Asia unipolar. Then only you can make the world multipolar. Isn't it? If you want to make the world multipolar, China should make Asia unipolar. Do you agree?
No, sir, I beg to differ. I think that with the rising of the two powers, India and China, so there are going to be different polarities within the Asia as well, sir.
They are saying that dragon and elephant should go together. Why they are saying us elephant?
So maybe if I can take a guess, it is based on the historical symbol of elephant as is used in various mythologies.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sit down. You can listen a little bit to us. What you have been talking now. Let us talk for a while.
Yes. So I thought that I have to come back again.
It's fine.
Yes.
In fact, this is a better system where you go back and
Yes.
come back. It's meaningless.
Yes.
How was your reaction to this?
So the questions were very new and intriguing, and I need to study more.
Okay.
I think especially
So
the
basically, since your choice is limited, you already have a class 1 service, which is very important service. So people will be going more deeper into it, trying to understand. Like you have seen the questions about foreign service. Basically, there can be so many that we did not ask. Actually, it is just a window, a glimpse of what can be asked. You yourself mentioned about Starlink. Then Starlink, what is doing with Ukraine?
Yes.
What can happen? Whether he is going to enforce it on India and other places also, because he's trying that as well. So once you mention something, these aspects also become important. Whether it is an asset or liability, that time will tell. Because people have started talking about that is going to be a liability at the end of the day. Public management and industrialist, they are entirely two different things. Public management or public sector or the governance is for the public, general public. Industry is only for a particular section of society which is making money. There is a contradiction, and that day someday it will come out. So when you give some reply, I think you should have those kind of things also in mind, that something may come up. Since you don't have much time, it is 21st March,
Yes,
so you should only depend on it, sort of try to give some time to the main things that are coming and going to be current these days, I think. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So I think otherwise, since you're already in the service, you should have a confidence.
Yes, sir.
But prepare on things around this, which will be common, which will be current till your interview, and you should be in the list.
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Since you are so
Man-
dull,
Manil, it's going to be important that you, as sir also highlighted, you're in the service.
Yes, ma'am.
So, your interview started on a high pitch, your energy
Yes,
was
ma'am. Yes,
producing.
ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
By the time it was ending, lag raha tha ki abhi bas karo, I don't ask me more questions. That's not a good feeling to have.
Okay.
Right?
Yes,
It's 25 minutes of good energy, maintain it.
Yes, ma'am.
Maintain, it shows as if you're not confident, you're not interested. Okay? So please make sure that you know your current. That will help you keep your focus and
Yes,
feel good about this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? So make sure you're doing your current and you're not making it a monotone.
Okay.
Very monotonous. I think by the time sir started asking questions,
Yes.
you were tired.
No, not tired, but yeah,
Something
I got
went
grilled
wrong.
by the questions.
Yes, something went wrong.
Yeah.
Yes? So make sure it's not visible.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's just one question, two questions maybe, but not the entire interview.
There is a tendency of that self-judgment.
Yes,
which just
but
creeps in.
let's do the self-judgment after the interview.
Yeah.
Because 2 questions cannot spoil your entire interview after that question.
Okay.
Okay, and that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So, all the best.
Thank you.
So only my suggestion will be that, see, let's say 20 questions have been asked. If you don't say 10 also, no problem. The only thing is that whatever you are attempting good. There might be difference of opinion here and there, but basic, since you are from 𝐼RSIT, maybe you are not up to that mark. That's what I felt. So just little bit of all direct taxes, taxation, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का क्या बजट, रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर क्या है, और इंडियन स्टेट का क्या है, इंडियन एज ए कंट्री का बजट अभी रीच. तो all these things related to budget, finance, taxation, you should be little bit thorough, because definitely board, at least 2 members will ask you more about the tax evasion, tax, more on the taxation they will definitely ask you. And since you are from Jammu Kashmir, definitely that is also one of the hard papers. So definitely someone will pick you.
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you.
What is the marks last interview?
So 160.
160. It's good. In my opinion, you are not comfortable from the early when you came here. Why? You are a IRS, so our level was little bit high, and we expected something more from your side. That is quite natural.
Yes, sir.
But after the interview, I don't know. You don't read any newspaper now.
So today I haven't read the newspapers.
Okay, but you have to prepare your current. What is happening here? No? That's it. And you're then suggesting anything. Your eye movement was not there. You are concentrating on single way. You should be comfortable. Even you don't know then.
Yes, sir.
You know this is not no test of knowledge. It's a conversation with elders and respected people.
Yes, sir.
So there is you are an IRS, so let it be. If you don't know the multicultural and plural society, with difference between both, then I don't know, sir.
Okay.
I don't know.
But at the end, he came to the conclusion.
आप बाद में बोल रहे थे, but in my opinion, India is a multicultural society, not plural. Still, you don't know, no problem. Any question from your side? Anything?
Go with the perspective that it's going to be okay if I don't know an answer. Don't try to be perfect.
Yes.
It will make it easier for you.
Okay.
But don't be judgmental whether the government is not politicizing or not. Just analyze it.
Okay.
Analyze it. Why to be judgmental? Do you have every knowledge regarding the act?
No, sir.
Then, how can you?
Okay.
No. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.